Is it over a month since I went to Vegas? Yes. Is the video still coming out though? Yes. So take it. Hi, Shamai, it's Louise. I made it back from Vegas. If you don't know me, you might know the film Masks. Yes, I did make that. And I made a sequel. And there's a third one coming out too. I'm also a LPS convention runner, which gives me a pretty interesting experience of LPSCon. The event I run is called LPS Meets UK, and of course I'm doing promo. I'd be crazy not. My next event is running in London on June 28th, 2025. But enough promo, let's get on with the video. So today I'm going to share my experience of the trip. This will be about the whole 4 days of my trip, with a small section on LPSCon. If you just want to skip to that, there's chapters for you to do that. Also, I didn't get much footage. I am bad at vlogging, so I'm just going to try and add some visuals where I can. So, let's start. First off, this was only my third trip ever that involved flying, and my first time at all flying alone. I was anticipating it a lot, how it would be very stressful, but it was actually mostly fine. I mean, I did miss my coach at the start. Okay, so basically, I've only ever gotten the coach from Swansea to Heathrow Airport once before. So I show up to the coach station on the day, I see a coach labelled Gatwick, and I just think, so when's the Heathrow one showing up? It's looking like it's going to be late. I wonder if the Gatwick coach that's pulling out of the station right now is stopping at Heathrow on its way to Gatwick. I've missed my coach. So yeah, I blame autism. I was having a very literal thinking moment. I had like a 30-second freak out, maybe cried just a bit. But then I sucked it up because I knew that if I didn't book a new coach soon, I'd miss my flight, which cost like 800 quid. So let's not do that. So after spending £52 on a last minute booking, I was on track again. Luckily, my sister had convinced me to book a coach to get me there 5 hours early. So the new coach got me to Heathrow 3 hours early, which was still plenty of time. From there, it was smooth sailing. You just get off the coach, follow the signage, go to the check-in point for the airline you're flying with. I'd already checked in, they just needed to see my passport at the airport too. Then I needed to go to security. I didn't know which way to go, so I just came back a bit, asked the helper at the check-in queue, and he pointed me in the right direction. If you're ever unsure, just ask, no one's judging you. And then security was easy too. Apparently Heathrow has a new fast track system, and they were directing everyone to go through that. So it took like 5 minutes to get through, and then I had a whole hour and a half to kill before my flight. I spent a good chunk of that time trying to figure out how to open this bottle. I genuinely had to ask Chai Paws and Okami Girl 64 for help. I got it open in the end. I couldn't figure out how to get it closed again though, so it just kind of stayed like this. Once I saw the gate had been announced, I headed there. Then they called out Group 1, Group 2. I'm trying to explain how easy this is in case you're anxious about travelling alone for the first time soon. So they call Group 3, then Group 4, then that's me, so I get on. And I had the best seat, the outside of the middle aisle. And the people next to me knew each other, so the middle one just asked her friend to move if she needed to pee. So I've got this optimal position for sleeping and getting up whenever I want. Lush! And then, when I thought they were going to do the boring announcements, oh no, they had a short film with celebrity cameos. Louis Theroux was there. Ncuti Gatwa gave the most riveting performance I've ever seen on how to attach your seatbelt. And then, a lady came out with snacks, which were free. Side note, the girls next to me came on in satin pyjama sets, and the one by me in hot pink, mind you. She starts doing her skincare routine immediately. Like, The whole works. A sheet mask, those under eye things, and then from the free snacks lady orders a vodka and cranberry. It's 5 p.m. by the way, and sleeping was no problem for her. She just snored away while her butt scooted right up into my thigh. I think when people say that girl, I think they mean this girl. I want to be this girl when I grow up. She's got her life together. Sadly, I did not get the best sleep. After watching most of the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire movie, which did queerbait me. That ghost was a lesbian. You cannot convince me otherwise. I then tried to sleep, but I couldn't. Because some man kept his window open the whole time. And of course, hot pink pajamas lady was prepared. She had a sleep mask. I had a hat that I tried to strategically place over my eyes, but the sleep was not sleeping. Okay, I actually decided to journal during my trip, and I wrote, and this is verbatim, I feel like life won't let me die. The bags under my eyes are the size of the ones at Primark that cost £1.30. To the person who kept their window open the entire flight, I hate you. So yeah, sleeping was a bit harder for me. I managed to get some shut-eye, mainly just closing my eyes. It's the thought that counts. Then I, quote-unquote, woke up, finished Ghostbusters. It was alright. I still like the 2016 version better though. And then I landed. So I left London at about 5 p.m, flew for like 10, 11 hours, landed in Vegas, I want to say 7 p.m, but then we had to wait an hour for a plane parking spot to become available. So I ended up getting off at 8 p.m, then spent 45 minutes in the customs line. I'm just gonna say it, you Americans need a better system. This would have been like a whole efficient machine in Amsterdam, okay? But here, I think they just had like one staff member doing all of the international people with like, and like the Americans, they had like 4 people, all the international people, which was most of the flight. This was British Airways I was flying on. Most of the flight, one staff member. So then I was finally free from customs, and I was finally feeling the effects of travelling on my own for almost 24 hours. Luckily, LPS Cobalt was there, in a different terminal. So then I spent like 30 minutes trying to find the bloody shuttle to take me to the other terminal. And then I was with Eddie. And also Natalie. They were waiting for Peachy LPS to get off their flight. Then we all got an Uber together to the hotel as we were all staying at the same one. And then I see Daisy. Well, I didn't so much see her as I felt her hug me with all the strength in the world. And then I went up to Daisy and Rosie's room. We were all sharing a room together. And I want to say I slept. But the sleep was not sleeping. I don't know, my body just hates me, I guess. So I slept for about 2 hours, woke up, hid in the bathroom in the dark and texted China Kami Girl, slept for another 4 hours, texted again at 6 a.m, and yeah, I was tired. After breakfast, I joined Daisy as a +1 for LPSCon setup day before the event. I helped Daisy set up her workshop stuff. I met some other cool LPS tubers who were there and gave out some friendship bracelets. And they were all just so nice. I'm so glad I got to meet all of them. I also briefly met Nana, but it was kind of like a hi from her and kind of like a hi from me. And then I didn't really try to say anything more because I was low-key kind of scared of her. I had heard about some experiences with her from some people I know personally, but we're not going to talk about that. So then we hung out with Orsi and Natalie. So I actually met them both in the morning at breakfast. We exchanged gifts. Orsi gave me these pretty earrings. So now we were just hanging out in our hotel room. The girls brought their characters and I am so gutted I didn't think to bring mine. Like, I have a police officer. Natalie has a serial killer. The bits we could have done with that. Honestly, when the LPS London meet happens, can somebody remind me to bring my characters? Please. Thank you. But yeah, we messed around with the characters. Rosie dressed up all the LPS in very fun outfits. I got to show everyone my storyboards for Masks 3. I was kind of shy about it. But then everyone was like, oh, can I see? So that was really nice. Side note, I'm actually selling special feature packs for all my short films, and they include full scans of all my storyboards for Masks 1 and 2, and the first page for the Masks 3 script. They also include the original screenplay, a mood board, a commentary track, yes, girly recorded commentary tracks, so a link below. I would actually really appreciate if you bought one, as I am buying a house. Yes, I'm buying a house. And buying a house is expensive. There's a lot of charges you don't expect to come up. So it would really help me out if you would purchase one of these. But I would also just really like if you purchase one just because you want one. So link below, promo over. But yeah, it was really nice to see people whose work I really admire be interested in my work. So lots of nice feelings there. And then we go to LPSCon and the nice feelings kind of stop. Disclaimer, the views expressed in this video about LPSCon are based on my own individual observations, and my experience may not exactly reflect the opinions of anyone else mentioned in the video. Okay? Okay. So we get there at about 9 AM and Cakey LPS is already in the line. Trooper, honestly. Also in the most stylish outfit I've ever seen. So we go in, and me and Rosie are +1s to Daisy, so we could go in early with her. I got my goodie bag, which was more like a baddie bag. I mean, not even baddie, because that makes it sound like cool. This was not cool. This was nothing. This was sweets, one accessory, and nothing. Are you mad you got a decapitated G4? Well, hey, Richie Rich, I didn't get anything. Natta. Dim. I was actually really disappointed, as I was excited to get LPS. I have a very small collection, so I don't have much that I'm willing to trade away. So I was really looking forward to getting LPS so I could trade with them. Side note, I can't remember the source, but I saw, I think, LPSCon saying that they didn't do proper LPS this year, or LPS at all in my case, because they're too expensive? I don't think that's a fair argument. My £80 ticket should cover one LPS. G7 blind boxes are selling for like under $10 right now, and I'm sure people would have appreciated those. Also, for my event, we've already started sourcing the LPS for our goodie bags, and Chai Paws found us a deal where we're going to get a G2 lot for £1 each. Also, Okami Girl just went to France and went to a boot sale where there was like a bunch of LPS that she managed to get for like €2 each. So yeah, you can find cheap LPS. Maybe they're not going to be main 5, but you can find cheap, good quality, authentic G2 LPS for your bags. We have just so much less of the resources, but it's still possible. And also, I don't really want to hear, oh, but they had to use the ticket money to pay for the venue. I think they sold 600 tickets last year, and they managed to pay for that venue, the exact same venue as this year, which sold over 1,000 tickets. Also, if your ticket prices only cover the venue price, that's bad budgeting, which I would not expect from a business who's been doing this for 8 years now. Anyway, goodie bag rant over. So we hung out in the main hall for a bit. This was still early, so it wasn't too busy yet, but to be honest, it was still really busy. Then Daisy did her workshop. It was amazing, by the way. I got to see a special preview on setup day. Then some of us went to get the special themed drinks. I was dead set on trying Sunil's lemonade. I had to know. But there was a bit of an issue. So to get the drinks, you had to go to the food trucks outside and wait in the line. That's directly in the sun with no shade. I was immediately like, nope, nope, I'm of a British disposition and I'm not used to this heat. I'm going to prioritise my safety here. So I just gave cash to Rosie and hid inside for an hour. And all we got was drinks. Orty and Natalie were really nice and let me hang out with them behind Orty's booth for a bit. So thank you guys. But yeah, an hour for a drink. And also during this hour, the fashion show was going on. I still have no idea what the fashion show is. It was too loud and too crowded for me to see or hear any of it. If someone could tell me, that would be great. Then we went back up to Daisy's workshop. So we were there to just kind of generally support her. But we were also there specifically to watch her laptop, which had to be plugged in the back of the room while she presented at the front of the room. We found this out literally the day before. There wasn't like a designated IT person in that room throughout the day. No, we were just told, oh yeah, Daisy has to have her laptop at the back of the room. So yeah, that could have been better. Also though, I remember when we were there, so we're at the back of the rooms, just sitting there hanging out, and there was this guy in the back row just watching reality TV on his phone at the loudest volume. Like, why? So yeah, that was the last workshop of the day. Then it was raffle time. Also, side note, this is when the wedding happened, and Okami Girl was so confused if this wedding was with real people or not. She was like, Louise, can you just tell me, like, was it with real people? I should have been mean. I should have said people actually got married. Okay, so raffle time. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not much of a collector. I think of myself more as like an LPS tuber and a filmmaker. Like, it was funny. I'd say to people that I have a small collection and they'd be like, oh yeah, me too. I only have like 600. And I'd be like, yeah, I have 60. So basically, I didn't have much interest in the raffle. Of course, it would have been really cool to win a dragon, but I never win things. So I wasn't getting my hopes up. Point is, if it were just the raffle, I was ready to leave. But I wanted that cake. I had seen the cake in vlogs before, this big, beautiful, massive cake, and I wanted it. But little did I know, I would be waiting for like an hour and a half. For context, all 3 events were scheduled for the same slot between 5 and 6 p.m, and we had no clue of what would happen when. Like, I don't know why they didn't just do the cake first, because then we would have had something to eat throughout the whole thing at least, and some people didn't get to have lunch, so it would have been good for that reason as well. I was with Daisy by the front of the stage, so I will say I was in a worse position in terms of the noise, with everyone gathered around the stage. Like, still, like, this wouldn't have been as big of an issue if the space had a bigger capacity and more seating, so people weren't just all standing around the stage, because like, where else are they going to go? There's no seating for them. Also, the raffle being shorter would have helped. Like, they didn't need to do all these prizes. To be honest, a lot of the cheaper prizes could have just gone to the goodie bags. So again, there's not much of an excuse for the bags. I actually managed to find a video where you can see me in the background with my hands over my ears. Poor back. Poor autistic back. And also, I just want to say, so I can deal with noise. Yes, I'm autistic, so I'm a bit more sensitive, but usually I can deal. I've been going to conventions since I was 13, I've been going to MCM London Comic Con every year since I was 14, and that con is massive, and that con gets crowded and gets loud, and I go to the Cosplay Masquerade at the end of the day every year when I'm tired, and the room they hold that in seats at least 1,000 people, I think, and everyone screams, me included, for the characters that we love. And I have never had problems there with noise or just feeling overwhelmed. I always have a great time there. So when I say the noise was overwhelming at LPSCon, I really do mean it. This was honestly the worst hour and a half of the entire con for me. So after the raffle finally finished, we had cake. And ironically, Cakey LPS did not want any cake. I did though, and you know what? I liked it. See? I can say something nice about LPSCon. They had very nice cake. That's about it. Now I just want to make some more general critiques about the con. I've seen it phrased that the con was bad this year because they accidentally oversold tickets. Okay, so for that to have happened, they would have had to set on their ticketing system, for the maximum number they want to sell, they would have had to set it at unlimited for that to happen, for a venue that does not have unlimited capacity. So at best, this shows a complete carelessness that you should not expect from a business doing this for 8 years. That's at best. At worst, it shows that they intentionally made the decision to put that ticket maximum as a number that is way over capacity for the venue. That's not an accident, that's willfully overselling tickets. Another thing I've heard that I disagree with is people don't understand how hard it is to run an event this big. Well, no one made LPSCon oversell their tickets. They put themselves into this situation. If they can't handle an attendee size of 1,000 plus, they shouldn't be selling that many tickets. For my last event, we sold out 45 tickets, and even though I'm very confident that we could sell out over 100 for London, I know that that's too big of a jump for me to handle with the experience and resources I currently have available. So we've capped it at 100. I've also heard that the overheating and noise is an unavoidable issue for a convention. No, it's not. Don't oversell for your capacity, and you won't have those issues. Or at least those issues won't be extremely overwhelming. On a serious note, based on LPSCon's response to people's criticisms, the CEO's own recent video, and the fact that people from years back are coming out with their own insane stories and horrible experiences, I am very skeptical LPSCon will take on feedback for their next event. And it really concerns me, because if LPSCon continues to pack people into an overcapacity room with insufficient aircon for the amount of people there, with an alleged lack of water, with children and people with health conditions present, I truly believe someone is going to get seriously hurt. I am not saying this out of malice. This is a plea. Please move the date of the convention or the location altogether. This is dangerous. This is not a case of choosing a slightly bigger venue or giving out a bit more water next time. No, I will repeat. Move the date or move the location. And that concludes the critique part of the video. On a much lighter note, let's talk about the rest of the trip. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember anything from the night of the con. Daisy wrote me a note. So what did she write? Cakey and Lunarific joined us back to our hotel room, where we shared each other's LPSCon haul, reflected on the event, and ordered Olive Garden. Oh yes, so we ordered Olive Garden. This was very fun for me, because I've heard about Olive Garden before, like in TV and stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure there wasn't there like an episode of Shake It Off where they went to Olive Garden? Or like some other Italian place. But yeah, so I've heard of Olive Garden, and it was okay. The pasta was fine. Like, if I wanted really nice bolognese, I know to go to Verdi's in the Mumbles, but you know, for a chain, it was pretty alright. I also had the breadsticks, which were apparently like a big deal. So they came in a bag, and I don't know if it was because of the bag, but they were like really sweaty. Are they meant to be sweaty? I think I should have asked this at the time, but I didn't think to. They tasted nice. They tasted alright. What else has Daisy written? You and I had a mini quarrel over our taste for broccoli, which you like and I don't, and olives, which I like and you don't. It was pretty blurry, to be honest. So Daisy doesn't even remember it either. After that, Luna and Cakey left, and then we crashed. So yeah, just chilling, talking, eating, crash. That's what Saturday night was. On Sunday, we all went to a giant mall. Daisy tells me it was the fashion show mall. And they had everything, okay? And so many luxury brands. Here in the UK, we just get like Greggs and Costas over and over again. But we, being LPS people, we went to a place of true class. We went to the Hello Kitty cafe. Side note, again, I've had to send a bank statement to my solicitors for the house. And on my bank statement, you can just see it says Hello Kitty Cafe, Las Vegas. I had a peached iced tea, which had chunks in it. I was not expecting that, to be honest. They also had these massive cupcakes that I didn't have, but they did look really good. And then just going to the mall was tiring, so I think afterwards we just chilled out in the hotel and focused on packing for tomorrow. I do have another note from Daisy. We also had LPS Honey and her boyfriend Kyle, plus Jerry Berry and Zombie X Corn over in our room, just having a casual chat and playing a round of Heads Up. Oh yeah, so Daisy made LPS Heads Up, and it's very fun. And if she's around you and asks if you want to play, say yes. You also gave me some Welsh lessons, teaching me how to pronounce certain words like Llewellyn. Okay, so I want to say, I have tried to teach people in the past how to say, if you're wondering, is a letter in the Welsh alphabet, LL, that's one letter. I've tried to teach countless English people how to say like Llanelli, how to say Llywelyn. Daisy just looked at me saying it 3 times and then said Llywelyn. I've tried in the past for an hour straight to get a guy to learn how to say Llanelli. And Daisy, she managed to say Llywelyn in like 30 seconds. Then the next day was flight day. I actually didn't have my flight until 10 p.m. But luckily, me and LPS Lunarific found out that we were on the same flight. So we kept each other company most of the day until we boarded. Since we were getting on the flight late in the day, we were actually served food pretty quickly into the flight, and this is where I want to talk about the food. So on the way to Vegas, there was one meal served on the flight. I picked the chicken and mushroom polenta. It was actually really nice. On the way back, I had a curry that was again very nice. And the dessert, was chocolate mousse. It was very nice. Chef's kiss. Very nice chocolate pudding. Then, so after sleeping most of the flight, which did go way better this time, I actually did sleep this time, imagine my surprise when I hear Snack Lady coming down, giving out free breakfast. So I got 2 meals on this one, and do you know what? Do you know what I got? French toast. Oh yes. So yes, I was pretty happy with the food on the flight. I'm autistic, I can be picky about my food, so this is why I'm just so pleased that I actually liked the food. That was just a really nice surprise. Also, the entertainment options were great, the staff were really nice and accommodating. Honestly, my favourite part of the trip was just the flight. Then I got off at Heathrow, then I had a 4.5-hour coach from Heathrow to Swansea, and then finally, I was home. And oh my god, the silence when I got back to my house in my small Welsh town. Now for haul time. Okay, so I got Prescott Hill's book as a gift from LPS Lunarific. Thank you so much. I also got one of Hello Studio's new products, this beautiful notebook. I do a lot of my work in notebooks, so I love the idea of working on one of my next LPS projects in this notebook. Again, this was a gift. So Autie just looked at me and said, pick anything you want. Okay, so I just picked this. She also gifted me, like I said, these beautiful earrings, so thank you so much, Autie. I'm just so blown away by this community's kindness and the kindness of my friends, like, another gift from a friend, Rosie, gave me this lovely bag of stickers and this little mushroom and the collar I'm wearing right now. Thank you, Rosie. And from Daisy, saved you for last, I got some New Wave LPS. So I got this really cute donkey and alpaca llama little guy. Also this print of some artwork by Sunflower Pet Shop. Thank you, Daisy and Sunny. Again, I'm so grateful for everyone's gifts. I really hope I haven't missed out anyone. I also got this bag of accessories made by Clover LPS. I also bought and traded for all of these. I found some cheap bins that had LPS for $3 to $4, so I used that opportunity to nab some stuff for the LPS London Meets goodie bags. I also got all these business cards. I'll leave those on screen for you to look at. And to wrap up, if I had to pick a favourite part of the trip, apart from the flight, because I did go on about that a lot, it would be the people. It would so obviously be the people. I had such a good time meeting the people I had only known online up until this point. I also loved people I hadn't got the chance to talk with much before. Also, I managed to meet another LPS person in the UK, M's LPS official, and oh my god, it made my day when he was like, "Are you LPS Louise?" Yeah. Oh my god, the entire time you've been stood here, you've been LPS Louise! That made my day. Also, it was so funny when people would introduce me to others saying, "This is LPS Louise." Oh, yeah. And she made masks. Oh my god, you made masks! Those moments were fun. Closing things up, like I said, I'm running my own LPS convention in London. I really hope I get to see you there. All the info is down below. Also, check out my special feature packs for my films. All the links are down below, everything below. And yeah, all about for now.